Hi, welcome to Christine's Corner with Grandma Christine, reading you some cool children's books written by local authors. Excuse me. My first book is I've had her on as a guest. It's Priscilla O. Hill, and she's really close by. And this is a great story. I'm going to read the back she has. Are you ready to embark in the most exciting journey with little Seashell as she encounters some interesting sea creatures and discovers who she really is? Then waste no time. You'll be engaged with every page as new events continue to happen, leading to a surprising and striking ending. Don't forget to share with what you learn with your friends. So it's great. She and her daughter illustrated this book, and she wrote it. And it's dedicated to her husband, Chris, who has supported her while she created her own amazing journey. There she was, sitting by herself in her thoughts. I wish I was special. Here's the seashell. She's the one who's talking to you. Isn't she adorable? I love seashells. Do you collect seashells? I have lots of them. She felt that there was nothing about her that was unique. Do you feel that way sometimes? I know, and we all go through it. She felt that she was ugly. She felt that she was boring. She felt that she was weak. She just felt that she was not special at all. She felt that she would never be good enough for anyone. Oh, that's horrible. So she always sat there alone in the same spot. She wanted to never be seen and never be heard. Oh. One day along came, swimming by, a mandarin fish. Do you know what a mandarin fish looks like? Pretty cool, huh? All the colors. I didn't know what a mandarin fish was. The little seashell was overcome by this beautiful fish and its bright colors. She thought to herself, I wish I was this colorful. The mandarin fish approached the little seashell and asked, Do I scare you? My eyes bug out of my face, and sometimes other fish run away from me. I wish I was like you. The little seashell was surprised by such a question, and after all, she only saw its beauty when she looked at him. She even thought that his eyes were a unique characteristic, and it complemented his face perfectly. But he swam away before she could tell him. Oh. A little while after, an octopus comes moving by the little seashell. You know what an octopus? Look at all those legs. 8, right? An octopus. So many tentacles, and such a bright color. He even changes its appearance to match the environment that he is in. So cool. The little seashell thought to herself, I wish I was this exciting. The octopus got near the little seashell and asked, Do I look too busy to you? Some other sea creatures will not get near me because they think I am too much. I wish I was like you. What? The little seashell could not believe the octopus' words. She thought he was so wonderful and fun, but he swam away before she could tell him. Time went on. The little seashell was still in that same spot and still in her thoughts. Suddenly, something fell on her shell and made a bump sound. What could it be? She looked up and saw that a blue marlin had just dropped something on her shell. Luckily, it did not crack. See? A blue marlin. I'm sorry, apologized the blue marlin. You see, he continued, I'm very fast and strong, but this bill in front of my head makes it hard for me to carry things. I wish I was like you. What? The little seashell was in disbelief. How can such a majestic, powerful sea creature feel so bad about himself? But he swam away before he could tell him. After all the events that had happened that day, the little seashell was even more so in her thoughts. She started to think of all the sea creatures that she had encountered. The mandarin fish that felt that he was scary looking, the octopus that felt that he was just too much, and the blue marlin that felt that despite his fast speed and strength was not good enough because the bill on his head gets in the way of him doing certain things. When she thought of those creatures, it was hard for her to believe how they felt about themselves. When she looked at them, all she could see was how amazing and special each one of them was in their own way. She thought to herself, maybe I am special too. All the negative thoughts she had about herself were never told to her by anyone. She was the one telling them to herself. She decided that she needed to change that. Instead of negative self-talk, she would say positive things about herself from then on. She would no longer stay in the same spot every day. Instead, she decided she was going on a journey to find the sea creatures she encountered to tell them once and for all how special they are too. She was beaming with so much excitement that something really, really amazing happened. She opened herself up. With the help of 2 mirrors lost in the deep ocean, she could see her reflections. What she saw made her gasp. She has a beautiful, shiny white pearl inside her. It was the most incredible sight she has ever seen. Look at that pearl. That beautiful. We're all beautiful and special, inside and out. For the longest time, she felt that she was ugly, boring, and weak, not special at all. But then she discovered that not only is she beautiful, exciting, and strong, but she is also very special. She was ready to start her journey to tell her friends how special they are too. From that day on, the little seashell never sat alone in that same spot. She never said negative things about herself. Never. She wanted to be seen and she wanted to be heard. She wanted to make sure that everyone that she crossed paths with on her journey realized that we are all special in our own and unique way. The end. Do you hear? We're all, you are, included, special and unique in our own way. Wasn't that exciting? I love this book. All books are good. Do you read books too at home? I have another book. I have a few books, so I don't know how far I'm going to get in these books. This one is Right Now, I Am Fine. I love all the illustrations. This was written by Dr. Daniela Owen, illustrated by, I hope I said this right, Gulce, basic. And it was published by it was published by Puppy Dogs and Ice Cream Inc. Dr. Daniela Owen is a psychologist in the SF Bay Area who brings to life healthy mind concepts and strategies for children everywhere. For more about the author, please check out drdanielelowen.com. So, I am fine. And sometimes bad things happen in the world. I'm sure you hear every day about something bad happening. Sadly, it must make you sad. It makes me sad. And they make us feel scared too. Some things, right? Sometimes these things make us worry about what is going to happen next. Our family, friends, and neighbors may all be affected. All of this worry can make us feel terrible. Our tummies may seem like they're tied up in knots. Do you feel like that? I get that way too. It may feel hard to breathe, like an elephant is sitting on our chest. Well, this is a little one, tiny. That's a stuffed one, but you understand. Our heads may be so full of worried thoughts that we can't concentrate on anything else. But when this happens, it is important to remind ourselves that we are fine right now. To help yourself calm down, start by closing your eyes. That's real easy, huh? Yeah. So close your eyes. Then take 3 deep breaths. Breathe slowly and breathe out slowly. But not too fast. Now keep your eyes closed. Gently wrap your arms around your body and give yourself a big warm hug. This implies for everybody, not just children. You can handle this because right now you are here and you are not in any danger. Let your body relax a little. Drop your shoulders and wiggle your toes. I feel them wiggle. You don't have to be on high alert at this moment. Let worry and thoughts drift out of your mind. The bad things may still be happening, but you don't have to worry about them this minute because right now you are fine. What else can you do to relax? Can you draw a pretty picture? Can you look out the window at the beautiful world outside? Or maybe you don't have that kind of scenery. Maybe take a walk in the park or in the woods with your mommy or daddy or an adult you can trust. Can you read a funny, exciting, or adventurous book? Oh, that's fun to read books. You just go into this story and pretend you're there. Can you play a fun game or solve a tricky puzzle? Can you cuddle a furry pet or a favorite stuffed animal? Do you have a stuffed animal at home? Then remind yourself, right now, I am fine. Can you say that? Right now, I am fine. Good job. Isn't that nice? You think of this scenery. Even if you're not there, maybe you could think of the beach, a favorite place. You don't have to go there, just in your mind. And breathe. I love that story too. My next book is Right Now, I Am Kind. Illustrated by the same person Gulcha Basic, and written by Dr. Daniela Owen. And the publisher is Puppy Dogs and Ice Cream, Inc. Sometimes we just want to think about ourselves. Do you do that? Just think. We want what we want. We want to do what we want to do. And we don't want to think about other people. But we live in a world with lots of other people. Your family. Whoever your family is. Maybe it's just your dog. Many of us have families at home. Classmates and teachers in our schools. You have lots of friends and maybe some favorite teachers. And friends in our neighborhoods, towns, and cities. It's important to be aware of and kind to all of these other people. When we pay attention to other people, it helps us to be more aware of our own actions. And our actions are important because they can affect others, right? Have you noticed? Like if you're happy, you can make other people happy. If you're like, it can make somebody else grouchy, right? Or maybe you can make your friend happy if they're grouchy. Just silly things. There are a few simple ways to be mindful of our actions and to be good, kind citizens in our communities, whether it's in our homes, neighborhoods, or schools. The first way to be kind is to look around you and be aware of other people wherever you go. I call that people watching. When you notice who's around you, you can see whether you need to change your action based on those other people. Oh, here's some friends, and they're around a little boy who's in a wheelchair. Do you know people who are in a wheelchair, young and old? A second way to be kind is to ask people if they need any help. Just say, how can I help? Maybe it's your mommy or your daddy, your sister, your brother, a friend. Even though you may prefer to do something else, after a short time, you will find joy in helping others. Contributing makes us feel more valuable as people. You don't have to do it all the time, though. And the people we help will really appreciate it. You know, like his mommy is saying, thank you. Yeah. What if you just hand your mommy a diaper for your baby brother or sister? A third way to be kind is to show people you care through random acts of kindness. When we think about people in our community and do kind things for them, even if they didn't ask us, we feel connected to them. Maybe just hold the door open for someone who's coming in or out. Try looking around you and seeing if there are any kinds of things that you can do. Maybe just say, oh, I like what you're wearing, or I like your hair. Like putting toys away, giving a thoughtful gift, or taking care of a pet. Sometimes it can take extra time and effort to notice what's happening around us and to do something helpful. But practicing this is worth it because caring for those in our communities turns us into kind people. Don't forget yourself, taking care of yourself too. So remind yourself right now, I am kind. You say that too? Right now, I am kind. See? She's on the playground and he's saying, oh, I like your shirt. Oh, can I swing with you? You just say hi and smile. You don't even have to do anything. Just smile. Well, I think I have time for maybe one more book. It's hard to pick out which books, too. This one is I got like 5 minutes. So the secret words is Dominic Angelin, illustrated by Marta Magnuska. Here's the front of the book. It's so cute. Yeah, the secret words. Sometimes the pages just doesn't want to turn. You ever? This is the publisher is Puppy Dogs and Ice Cream Inc. And once upon a time, there lived an I called Rija. I hope I'm not killing these words. Rija lived with her mom, dad, her older brother Tojo, and her younger sister Ivana, high up in a canopy tree on the island of Madagascar. That word I knew. That's pretty high up. During the daytime, she slept in her nest with her family, and at night she helped her mom find food in the trees. I'm glad we don't have to find food in the trees. I would be starving. I can't climb anymore. Rija liked finding fruit on the low branches the best because whenever she started to climb higher, she thought, I can't do it. I couldn't climb any higher, so she stayed on the lower branches where the fruit grew close to their nest. Tojo and his friends always played on the higher branches. They would climb so high up, and all Rija could do was watch from below. She wanted to climb up to them, but again, whenever she tried, she would think the same thing. I can't do it. Have you said that to yourself? You just won't try? Oh, me too. Eventually I did. In school, Rija was a good student. She liked to read and write. But whenever there was a test, she got nervous and thought, I can't do it. So she never got the good grades she wanted. Ivana was just learning to climb now. And I skipped a page. See? It's hard. Rija played tennis, and even though she did have fun playing, she never managed to win a game. Because when she was playing, she would think, I can't do it. And she'd miss every ball. Poor Rija. Ivana was just learning to climb now. She could climb much higher, and Rija ever could. One night, Ivana was playing with Tojo and his friends when suddenly she fell. She was much higher than Rija and had ever been, and now she needed help fast. Rija looked up and heard Ivana call out, Rija, help! Tojo was too far away to make it in time, but then something new happened. Rija said to herself, I can do this. And she leaped up to a branch that was below where Ivana was falling and caught her before she hit the ground. Tojo arrived seconds later. Rija, that was amazing. I've never seen you jump that far before. How did you do that? Rija thought back to right before she jumped. That's when she remembered what she had thought. I told myself, I can do this. And I jumped. Wow, that was so brave. Don't you think? It was so brave. Wow. Ivana had already started climbing again, but this time she was climbing down to their nest. The next night at school, there was a test, and Rija felt different than normal. When the test started, she waited for a moment, closed her eyes, and thought to herself, I can do this. And then she began to write. At the end of class, Mrs. Rova called her over. Rija, this is the best score you've ever gotten. You must have prepared a lot for this test. I did, but it was more than Mrs. Rova. Before I started, I told myself, I could do this, and then started writing. Right? If you feel confident, if you just tell yourself you can do it, you can do it. That's fantastic, Raja. You know those words are secret words that not many people know. Telling yourself you can do something is very powerful. And even if you don't succeed the first time, you can always repeat and succeed the next. In fact, the only way to succeed at anything in life is by trying and learning through failure. The next night, Raja was playing a tennis match, and right before she served, she told herself her secret words. What's those secret words? That's right. I can do this. And you know what? She won her first ever game. She was so happy. From that day onwards, Raja started to always use her secret words for everything she did. And even if she didn't succeed straight away, she didn't mind, because now she told herself, right? I can do this. If not tonight, then the next night, or the one after that. This is her so happy, right? We could all understand that one. I love this book also. Well, thank you for coming to listen to Grandma Christine read all those fascinating books. I hope it helped you. It was fun reading to you. Love you. We'll see you next week.
The Saybrook Fish House in Canton has been serving fresh seafood, chicken, and prime steaks for 40 years. Experience one of our 3 unique dining room settings, 2 with fireplaces, or relax in our cozy pub with a craft beer, wine by the glass, or specialty cocktail while enjoying a meal from our new lighter fare pub menu. Serving lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Reservations accepted for parties of 2 to 42. Gift cards always available. The Saybrook Fish House, nestled at the crossroads of routes 44, 202, and 179 in Canton.
Follow us on Instagram at nutmeg.tv.